During talks with President Donald Trump, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz exuded an ease that has been missing from recent Oval Office meetings. No confrontational showdown with the US president, but fundamental differences between how to handle the war in Ukraine remain between the two leaders. While Merz wants to see the conflict end as soon as possible, Trump says Russia and Ukraine are like two fighting children who need to work out their differences before laying down arms.
Sometimes you see two young children fighting like crazy. They hate each other and they're fighting in a park. And you try and pull them apart. They don't want to be pulled. Sometimes you're better off letting them fight for a while and then pulling them apart.
During the meeting, Merz perhaps gave his most forceful statement when calling for countries to do their duty to end the war.
I told the president before we came in that he is the key person in the world who can really do that now by putting pressure on Russia. And I think we are having the duty to do something on that now to stop it after 3.5 years.
The Chancellor, like other allies, is calling for more sanctions on the Kremlin, who he sees as the aggressor. But the US president is threatening to impose penalties on Ukraine too.
It'll be very, very, very tough. And it could be on both countries, to be honest. You know, it takes two to tango. But we're going to be very tough.
Overall, the talk struck a surprisingly warm tone despite Merz's past criticism of Trump. The Chancellor came bearing a personal gift, a framed birth certificate of Trump's German-born grandfather. But Merz's real offering was perhaps his bold policy moves to bring Germany closer to the president's calls for allies to spend 5% of GDP on defense. According to NATO's chief, Mark Rutte, there's broad support for the US leader's demands despite some members in the past calling such an increase unrealistic.